Election 2024 has been attention consuming, but has accumulated some amount of tension, depending on how one want to look at it. We have seen enormous energy from the two main political parties in this country, which are the MPP and then the NDC. Particularly, we've seen the MPP trying to hold its grounds as the ruling political party with the popular slogan as breaking the eight, while the NDC seems to be doing every bit of it to cause change. One can also not forget Nana Kwame Bediakon or Cheddar for not just being the youngest among them, but also for his exceptional articulation of his 12 pillar to economic growth manifesto, which he launched. Even though one can also go on to debate and say that in a plurality majority system of voting like ours, it is very difficult, if not impossible, for third party candidates to go through due to the fact that this system is known to be breeding what we call duopoly or two-party system, which tends to cut off emerging political parties, prevent them from winning. Today, both the MPP and NDC are climaxing their long-run campaign in the capital of Accra. And I'm tempted to believe that this is due to the fact that this particular region has done very well by staying immune to all forms of pre-political alliances with political parties, and has done well to stay immune to all forms of political polarization, and therefore serves as a fair grounds for the two main parties to contest to try to win some swing voters into their nets. Noticeable benefits of this year's election to me is the amount of faction gone into it, or the level of faction gone into it. One can see various adornments and various colors of t-shirt prints to satisfy the fashion loving youth, which to me is a boost to the income of the fashion industry. Of course, the social media, which has caused all the hype around this year's election, has also taken its fair share. There seems to be cameras everywhere to capture and bring details of whatever goes on, no matter where it happened. And that is also in some way good. However, one must also be much cautious of the kind of information we put across the net around this time, as this information has the tendency of being viewed by different people from different area, you see, in different angles, and therefore whenever uploading or trying to capture any information and upload onto the net, it is important for us to do a first scrutiny of our information, to examine and see the various aspects of it and the various meaning that could come from our content, in order to make sure that what we load onto the net will not be the pivotal one that will jeopardize the peace and security we enjoy in this country. One must also understand that not all the electoral processes of this election can be within camera. We saw from the previous day of special voting that some voters intended or tried to capture their ballot papers and make it available within camera for purposes best known to them. But we also saw that the police got hold of some of them, and I know the law will take its due course. Please, this remains a secret ballot. And once you get behind the your secret box to do your voting, you vote and go. You are not allowed to use camera or whatever it is, thinking that it could be a social media content to again. No, this is a no-no, and we must put a stop to it. In these last moments, one should also be conscious of extreme political polarization and divisive messages, which is also another characteristic of the voting system we are using, which is a plurality majority voting system, majorly used by Britain and her colonies, which Ghana is part. Of course, the Americans are part, the Indians are part, the Canadians are part, and one could go on and on. Though there are pre-aligned media outlets for such messages, but the social media will still be extensively used for broadcasting such messages. In Ghana here, the divisive messages we usually have are those on the religious and tribal lines, which we must be aware that to be intensified in these last days of the election process. We must therefore try to stay immune to such things. As the campaign period ends, one can take a break from social media or put in some restriction measures to keep himself or herself from all sorts of divisive messages and polarization methods that is bound to come during these last days, for one to be able to concentrate, to exercise his affirmed decision in voting. See, it is like this. If you keep watching a media outlet that has gathered a series of chaotic scenes and brutality and is showing them in continuous order, then you begin to think the whole world has been set ablaze. But only you get turned off your gadget, whether television, smartphone, or whatever, and then hit on the street. Then you will find out that the street is peaceful, everything is fine. Ghanaians are loving and much hospitable the same way you know them. Only on your screen there is war ongoing. So you can end the war by turning your screen off. That is all. You stay calm and quiet. But one can also not blame anybody for such content as long as it has the higher rate of giving traffic on the internet. So one cannot blame anybody for that. Only know you how to regulate such information and stay okay. Stay peacefully, vote peacefully to develop Ghana. It's all we have. Voting is good, just as democracy is good. At least do not make a mess out of a good thing. Hello? Yes. This is the land our forefathers spilled their blood in defense of, just so we may live in it as free men. The least you can do is to vote peacefully. Yes.